Ladies and gentlemen, my honor and pleasure to present to everybody in the hero community, Dr. Raymond Cheng. Right. You are in Hong Kong right now, Doc.
Yeah.
Right. Why? What are the silver linings as an educator, somebody who's well known in Hong Kong, media researcher and everything? What are the silver linings that you've seen that came because of this COVID?
Before COVID, if you ask people to attend online classes or anything like Zoom, they'll say no. A big no.
Right.
And no matter what you do, they will think, well, online classes are not as good as face-to-face classes, are not as fun as face-to-face classes, are not as, you don't get involved that much as face-to-face classes, all sort of these comments. But now we have COVID and they're being forced to really try these online classes. They realize, there is a way for you to do the online classes just like the face-to-face classes. And there are things that are good as well. Because, for instance, now we have students from Hong Kong, from China, from all over the world, and they can actually do projects together. But before that, projects can only be done for students gathering in the same place, physically in the same place. But now they can have project partners from all parts of the world.
Right.
And all of a sudden they realize, this is the feeling of working on a project with somebody not around me, with somebody so far away. And I have to deal with that cultural difference as well.
Right.
All of a sudden they realize they need to communicate, they need to learn that thing, and that is something they didn't have before COVID. So if you ask what about the silver linings, I guess there are a lot, actually. There are a lot. Particularly when people, people are always stubborn. I mean, I'm not condemning people. Okay, this is not a bad thing.
Right.
But people are like that. They resist changes. So when they are being forced to change, they would actually see the nice side of it. So all that we have to do is to bring up the positive part of it and make them see the good part of the whole thing instead of always dwelling on the negative side of it.
We just have to fish for the third alternative, as they always say, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, I think I like the more enriched experience now that this grouping has changed. Before, like what you were saying, if they are from this location, they will be group mates. But right now, the location is erased, right? It's not a barrier anymore. So the cultural exchange has deepened and definitely has been enriched, I think.
Yeah.
So
sorry, my apologies. Well, we're even playing with pets. For example, in one of my classes, I was asking everybody, if you have a pet, get your pet, okay? Show your pet in front of your class. So everybody was grabbing and picking up their dog. This is my dog. This is my cat. Something like that. And that was really, really interesting because that was something that they could never do in a face-to-face class. So now they can eat in front of the camera. I don't mind. They can hold their pet and put their pet on the lap, and they can do the class with their pets. I mean, for the whole class. So the whole thing has changed in a way, and I think that is very important for them to really experience that kind of a. Right. They've never thought that was possible.
Right.
They never thought that was possible. Right.
Literally, it's like humanizing technology.
Yeah,
Literally.
Exactly.
Literally. All right. Doc, I have to ask you my last question. Presidents are here. Vice presidents of different schools are definitely watching us or will watch us later. What would be a very good advice for them coming from somebody like you?
Well, I think, number one, if you're running a university or college, there's nothing that we could do to override the law, right? So if the law says we have to shut down, we have to shut down. We have to go on Zoom. But how you're going to do your Zoom, how you're going to do your online classes is totally up to you. So it's really high time that we really put our time into sort of making these Zoom classes more interesting, more attractive, and try to involve students in these Zoom classes, not just Zoom classes, but also, well, for me, I use Zoom, I use Zello, I use WhatsApp, I use Signal, everything.
Right.
Just to make sure that my voice or our voice, it's all around them. Meaning that previously they come to my class by coming to the school, but now the class is coming to them.
Yes.
And it's all around them. So the involvement is actually larger, much deeper, and much closer than what it used to be. Because I can tell you for sure, I mean, before COVID, I'll never be able to see the parents of my students. I mean, when was the last time I can see them? But now I can see their siblings, I can see their parents, I can even see their pets. And I really encourage them to actually bring along their parents, tag along their parents. Right. So the whole family actually come. And we're trying to make all these content in the classes more practical, more what do you call that? Yeah, practically useful on a daily basis, so that even the parents will say, "Oh, this is what you're learning. So this is how your classes look like. I want to be in the class as well. I didn't have the chance back then, but now I want to be in the class." Well, we're trying to do that to make sure that they're also becoming interested, and that is one thing that I think we should do right now. I mean, I've seen Zoom classes that are like, how should I explain that? I mean, there are really bad Zoom classes, and I was going to describe them as PowerPoint karaoke's. You know what?
Right.
You know, basically they show that PowerPoint and they just sing along. I mean, but with a unitone, so everybody falls asleep.
I feel
and the thing was, everybody turns off their microphones, turns off their screens, the cameras, and they're gone. Now that is not a good Zoom class. I mean, if you're doing that kind of a Zoom class, of course you are never going to take advantage or be able to be benefited from Zoom or benefited from technology. You are being well, put it this way, even if it's in a face-to-face class, it's going to be a disaster, right?
Right.
Right. So it's really high time that we look at that to see how we're going to make classes interesting. Interesting in the sense that it's not just for the learner himself, but also for the people around him. So we're trying to put in all sorts of everyday stuff, trying to get them interested, get them involved, give them very current examples, in a sense that all these parents or these siblings of these students would find the whole thing interesting or related to them as well.
Right.
So we're trying to make classes more practical, useful for everyone. And when it's like that, they will love to come to your class, even if it's Zoom.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the thing is, previously when you have a face-to-face class, only the student come. And, the parent won't come. And even if you allow the parent to sit in, the student will say, "No, come on, Mom, don't sit in with me," right? That's what they're going to do. It's going to embarrass them anyway. Right. So, but now, all of a sudden, they have that chance, and they won't feel embarrassed when their parents are sitting with them. So let's give them that something. Because one thing students, or even for adult students, I mean, for adult students, I'm talking about 20-something, early 30s. Yeah, they're working, but still they're not 40s, 50s. Okay, so for them, they would still find it. Previously, they would find it embarrassing to have the class with the parents, but now it's a totally different thing. They're telling the parents, "Look, my class is like this. You want to try? Let's try." Now, all of a sudden, these students are becoming so confident in a way that they can proudly tell their parents, "This is the kind of class that I am doing. Look." Now that's a totally different thing. I mean, that's a totally different way of winning it's just like winning the consent of the people. So you want a family to consent with you. So that's why we're doing a lot of redesigning of our teaching material, include a lot of audiovisual stuff, a lot of videos, a lot of games, just to make things more vivid and lively and interesting. And we're now involving, not just the students, but students' families.
I said last question, but then again, while you're saying this is Asian.
Last plus one. Last plus one, right?
Last one. Sorry, Doc. This is so interesting. But this is Asian culture. This is Asian mindset. If you put this in the context of like the Western context, it will not work.
It will.
Will it?
The thing is that instead of telling them to involve their parents, we don't do it that way.
All right.
Involve your friends. So what we're doing right now is for those who are from who are Westerners or Caucasians,
Right.
Europeans, instead of telling them to involve their parents or their families, we'll tell them to involve their siblings or their friends. And we tell them, hey, we don't mind that you can actually log on to our classes for free. Come on in. Now, that's a very good way of doing advertising as well.
Oh, correct. I was thinking of that too.
Right? So we're talking about families for Asians,
Right.
Asians or collectivists, high power distance societies. But when it comes to individualists, we're doing peers. So it's just a matter of what to focus.
Right.
And all of a sudden they realize, oh, I can tag along my friend. Are you sure? So
Right.
we actually have a lot of these new students coming in. Well, of course, as the president, or as the head of the school, I guess you have the power to sort of give that waiver so that those students can come in. No, not students, but those what do you call that? There's a word for that. Auditors, right? Audit students. So those
Right.
audit students can come in and sort of have a taste of what your classes look like. So we're doing this for not just for ourselves, but also for our partners. So we're trying to convert their classes into something more interesting, so that they can actually use and make use of this COVID thing to sort of even further explore into the market. Because what happened is, previously, when you ask students, are you gonna get a new student for us? They'll say no. But now, the student is gonna get a friend to come in, and the moment they saw the class, oh, that's interesting. I want to have this degree as well. Okay, then enroll. And even for parents, because a lot of these parents were thinking, I can't go back to school. I'm now 50-something. I'm not going to go back. It's too late for me. It's too old for me. I'm too old for this. You know what that message we're sending out? That message is, you are never too old for anything.
Right.
Look, if you enjoy this with your kid, you can come and get your degree as well. So we're basically doing this not simply because we want people to be involved, to be participating, but we are also using this opportunity to sort of, market ourselves.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Doc. I
welcome.
wish we have more time allocated for this time, but this is a wonderful reunion, because I remember the last time was somewhere in Manila.
Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore, I think. When you were our keynote speaker for our launch for the Hero Summit. But right now, can you imagine this? Normally, it will take me about months to chase you for a yes. But that was made shorter thanks to the current platform that we have. But listening to you, Doc, I felt that this cultural difference can really work to our advantage as well. Right?
Yes,
If
exactly.
we know how to manage it, handle it, and as you said, fun, right?
Yeah.
The individualistic and the collectivist, when they're put together, that will definitely be a happy riot working inside the classroom. So I like that. You gave us very fresh ideas and thoughts again on how to run our schools better, our classrooms specifically better. So thank you. I'd like to invite
My
you
pleasure.
again. I know this will not be the last, first and last kind of thing for us in the Hero EDTV, but we will listen to another maybe topic coming from you eventually, Doc, in the future. So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, Doc, and looking
Thank you very
forward
much.
to doing a physical handshake with you.
Yeah, I
soon.
like that.
Hopefully that happens soon. So thank you, Doc. All salute to you. Congratulations to your new ventures. I wish.
Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Dr.
Thank
Chen.
you.
Thank you so much.